This civilization astounds me every campaign by its unforgettable blossom of adventure, productivity, agriculture and production, and of course I'm talking about Maya. First of all, this civilization has a unique set of its abilities, we will see it later. Second of all, I really like how this civilization is very sharp, is really fast and rush, and you can settle a lot of cities for your nation really fast. And let's take a look on our map first. It's going to be a huge map, Roman barbarians, and this time I decided to play on Pangaea. 60% water, we like it. Climate is going to be wet, temperature, why not, we can use temperature. And additional to it, as you well know, I like 5 billion years, I don't like a lot of gorges and mountains on the map. Where is our champion? Here it is! Look at this, Maya, industrious and agricultural. First of all, this is the unique set. No our civilization has these unique opportunities. These opportunities means, first of all, what? Your workers are very productive. They build improvements really fast, and second of all, your cities produce more food and you can find more cities in the beginning. It's really important. Agriculture and industrials, it's a really strong opportunity. Alright, let's take a look on our settings. We are going to play only for space victory. We are not going to conquer everybody. Addition to it, Dickfield is going to be regent, as usually. We picked up several nations, I don't know, Egypt, Greece, Babylon, what else do we need? India, I don't know why, but I decided to pick up India. Alright, let's start our endless campaign with magnificent, astounding and rush civilization, Maya. Just look at our starting location, we have everything we need. We have deers, it means that we will be able to achieve more productivity. It means more food from this tile, because we are going to chop the forest and build an irrigation. An irrigation is needed on a bonus resource because it will give you more food. First of all, let's found a city. It's going to be, of course, Laura. This is our preferable name of a city. Actually, of a capital. So look, our tile of a city produces 3 food. The tile of this produces 2 food and a production, but we can easily obtain production by building a mine on a bonus ground. It is set here. Look, 1 shield. We can easily build here a mine and produce 2 shields, but it's not so easy to produce food. That's why we are going to chop it and build an irrigation to increase productivity of our food. And of course we are going to build settlers. Because settlers, this is the most important thing in the beginning. You can find a new city. In this new city you can start building workers and settlers and just rapidly enhance and increase your civilization. You can just rapidly settle a lot of vast territories for your magnificent nation. Now we have to set our research activities. First of all, in domestic advisor, we need to increase our spendings on research on 80%. And in science, I think I know one dirty trick. Of course, we always talk about dirty tricks. We need to start researching alphabet and writing. Why? Because computers, as a rule, they don't research their technology. That's why we can obtain their technologies, and then we can easily sell their technologies and obtain, for example, bronze working, the wheel, warrior code, and so on. I think it's high time we took a look on our vast and prosperous empire. Just look at it. First of all, India's 4 foot in the ancient era, 4 foot from 1 tile. Can you imagine that? Addition to that, look, now we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 cities, and it's only 1425 BC. And by the way, this is the Roman capital, this is Rome. That's why, as I told you, Maya is a very rich and prosperous nation. You can build your improvements really fast. Addition to that, you produce more food. It enhances your opportunity to settle your cities in a vast territories. In addition to that, of course, we are going to achieve luxury resources. Now we have 1 luxury resource first. Second luxury resource, silk, is in our capital. We have spices near Kaminalyurim, Mavagruf. In addition to that, we found incenses, so everything looks fine. Look at the poor Romans, their capital is just sieged by our 3 cities. But now we are going to behold the dimmest trick of the ancient era. Look, as you well know, technology philosophy will give you a award, 1 free tech if you discover this first. In addition to that, look, the next technology which allowed by technology philosophy is Republic. So, looks like next turn we are going to research the technology first. Let's do it. Booms. We research technology. Now we can pick up Republic. And we are given by Republic for free. Let's pick up a technology, I think literature. And now we can just change our government to republic. This is so swift, this is so fast. In the ancient era we will be given by republic for free. This is a super opportunity, is super strong and crucial. Yes, let's do it. In several years we will become a republic and the productivity of our cities and income will be dramatically increased. Now let's take a look on the result of our naughty republic. Look how many cities we have. We have more than I think 25 or maybe even 30 cities. Let's talk for example with Romans. Look at it. Now we have 7 cities in addition to the capital. Look at our schedule. Just look at it. This is the result of our naughty republic and the fact that now our cities produce much more food, production and commerce. That's why we are able to research new technologies very fast. Our astounding empire is being expanded right now and let's talk about our possibilities. First of all, we are an agricultural nation, just look at it. We can grow our cities really fast and in addition to that, it's not all. Soon we will be able to build aqueducts in our cities, so for example, let's find a city without a river. Here it is. We can build aqueduct for half a price. It means that we will be able to grow up our cities really fast. It's obvious because we are an agricultural nation, but it's not all. In addition to that, we are an industrial nation, and it means that we can build a lot of improvements in our cities, and we don't need to use a lot of workers for that. And passively, it means that we need to spend less money, we need to spend less income on our workers. For example, in a city, as a rule, it is enough when 2 workers on a city. They can build everything you need, absolutely everything you need. So that's why we are really sharp, we are really fast, we are really swift, we can build a lot of cities, but soon we are going to start building workers. Look, I started building workers because I need to improve our cities. In addition to that, I want to mention you several issues. Why, for example, I don't like Rome. Look, this is his capital. This is his capital. Look at it. We are just able to build 4 cities near his capital. Rome is almost cut off from all the terrains. We are going to eat with salted fish. Rome is going to be our salted fish soon. In addition to that, look, Romans. Very militaristic and commercial. Commercial is okay, they have less corruption, but come on, militaristic. They don't have enough food in their cities. They can grow up really fast. So for example, how many cities does Rome have? 9 cities. Congratulations, pal, it's a good result. Look at our list. Just look at it. How many cities we have? Welcome to a Mayan Empire, pal. And also in our part of the world we met Russians. You know, if Russians were, for example, agricultural and scientific, it would be one of my preferable nations, it would be really great. But they are scientific and expansionist. Look at this expansionist. 8 cities. Congratulations, laddie. In addition to that technology, we have more technology than they are because we have much more income, we have much more cities and we were able to trade some technologies for free. That's why in general I don't like expansionist nation. Maybe in the beginning you can find a settler, maybe. But you know, every time it's a chance, just a chance. So that's why I don't like these nations and I prefer agricultural nation. And the last thing I would like to describe in my short description on the campaign, I would like to tell you that horseman is a really useful unit because it has speed too, and you can use this unit like a reconnaissance unit and to protect your settlers. You can find better places for your settlers, so please don't underrate this unit. It can be used in the beginning like a reconnaissance unit, and after that you can use this horseman to upgrade it to a knight, and a knight can punish some posh tails. I think it's high time I described our unique unit. I quote-unquote love this unit. Let's take a description. Javelin thrower. First of all, attack 2, defense 2. It's just a mediocre parameter. But the most important thing and the worst thing of this unit cost 30 shields. What does it mean in the ancient era? 30 shields. Let me show you. 30 shield means, for example, swordsman. Attack 3, defense 2. This is a really strong unit. 30 shields, for example, means unique unit of Iroquois. Mounted warrior. Attack 3, defense 1, movement 2. It's really important and the same price. 30 shields. In the next age, in feudalism, a pikeman costs 30 shields. Defense 3. These are useful units. But in the ancient era, this unit replaces archer. Even an archer is better because it costs only 20 shields and it has the same attack too. In addition to that, this bummer isn't going to stop. Addition to its just enormous expensive price, it has a chance in a battle to capture a defeated enemy and enslave it. Sounds really nice. It would be great if attack of this unit was free. It would be really nice you have a swordsman, for example, which doesn't need iron, it's same price, everything's fine, but attack 2, defense 2, it's just a shame, it's just an insult for this nation. So, in my own perception, this unit is, first of all, super expensive, second of all, absolutely useless. The only opportunity to use it I can see, you can build 5 or 10 of them and attack nearest city of our civilization to kill an enemy and provoke your golden age. This is the only opportunity of that unit to provoke your golden age. Because being a nuke unit, it can provoke your golden age if it destroys an enemy. But the enemy must be a unit of our civilization. So for example, you can provoke a golden age by killing several barbarians. It doesn't work this way. So that's why, in my perception, it's not a nuke unit, it's just a bomber. The dexterous mayor boy has achieved the medieval ages. It means that we need to change our economy model. First of all, let's take a look on our research. Of course, we are going to research further first, because it contains an astounding wonder, Sons of Art of War. It will give us barracks in every city on the same continent, and we are playing on Pangaea. It means that we will obtain a barrack in every city. Addition to that, let's finish our turn. I want to mention that now we need to change our economy. Look, being an industrious nation, we will obtain one more production shield in our cities and metros. Of course, we can obtain metropolises in that age, but look, now our city, for example Lara, it produces only one shield in the center. When our population will achieve 7, we will be gained by one more shield, and it will happen in every city. That's why nowadays we are going to change our economic model. We are going to stop building settlers because look, now we are almost out of the limit of our expansion. We don't have a lot of space to build new cities, that's why we need to grow up our cities to obtain additional production, and of course we are going to start building magnificent wonders. We have already started our economic reforms, and I would like to mention several things. First of all, we need to grow up our cities, it's obviously. Second of all, we need to build in every city courthouse, because it has been said that courthouse reduces corruption in your cities. We need to build several of them to reduce corruption in general in our empire. After that, in the faraway city from our capital, we need to build Forbidden Palace. Because Forbidden Palace is working like a second palace, and it will reduce corruption in your cities. That's why we are building it in Mayan. Because in this case, corruption will be reduced in many cities around. In addition to that, I must confess, in this case, Rome has a problem. Because his capital is too close to our city. We have the next palace, so probably we are going to read its posh tale. And one more thing, one more dirty trick. Of course, we are always talking about dirty tricks. Look, for example, we have a city, Bonampak, which is located in the area where there is no fresh water. What should we do? We should build irrigation from the nearest river, like a line, because in this game, irrigation allows you to build irrigation in the adjacent tiles. So for example, you have irrigation that tile, I will be able to build irrigation in all tiles which are adjacent to that tile. That's why nowadays we are building irrigation to Bonampak. In addition to that, we need to build irrigation. Look at this huge area without any source of fresh water. We are going to build a long line from New Yaxilan to the territories, because we need fresh water to grow up our cities. Also, I would like to mention when in our capital we started preparing a salted fish. Look, we can build a palace in a capital. It's obviously a capital has its building, but we can start building a wonder. We used to build here, I think, mausoleums of Masolas. We weren't going to build it anyway. But we were able to preserve production to our magnificent wonder, which is going to give us a barrack in every city. And nowadays, this wonder is almost ready for a half. It means that we are going to build this wonder first, as we like it, in case preparing of salted fish. If you have a missed call on your phone and a missed message in your messenger, you should know that it's me, and I remind you that your civilization doesn't have enough workers. Look. Workers, they are the basement of your nation. They build your roads, mines, irrigations, and so on. That's why you should build as many workers as it's possible, as many workers as you can afford. Nowadays we are going to build workers in 4 cities. One, it is in our line. Remember, you can use line pressing K shift. Tulum. What else? Yaksim, New Chichen Itza, and the last city is going to be Xalkum. We are going to build 4 workers in 4 cities because we need to improve our cities and dramatically increase productivity of our cities. For example, let's take a look on Kabah. Kabah has improved tiles and its production, considering its corruption, will around 8. And the same city, New Lagater, it doesn't have any improvement. Its production 1. So the city is absolutely useless, it doesn't produce you anything. That's why I'm strongly recommending you to build as many workers as it's possible, because they push your civilization forward. In addition to that, we started building two magnificent wonders in our magnificent capital and our tremendous second city. That's why it means that we are going to continue our endless campaign in the next series. So, see you soon in Tactical Imperative!